Zimbabwe's two representatives in Continental Club Championships, Chicken Inn and Harare City, fine-tuned their final preparations when they played against each other in two friendly matches at Bulawayo's Papa Fields Stadium Saturday the 20th of February. The match, featuring the respective sides' possible lineups for this weekend's continental matches, was played at a crackling pace, with Chicken Inn prevailing 2-1. The Gamecocks, dominating the match from the onset, opened the scores with a beauty from new signing Fizuel Madazi after a cross from Chirambadare was placed perfectly for the killer by Obadiah Tarumgwa for Madazi to step home. Enjoying the better part of the first half exchanges, Chicken Inn almost doubled their lead when Michel Katsoero broke clear on the right, only for his full-blooded shot to come off the left upright. With Katsoero at the core of everything that Chicken Inn were doing up front, he was again in the thick of it 2 minutes later after outpacing his marker wide on the left before his crosser was almost deflected into his own net by Jimmy Tigere. Keeper Tafazo Dube did well with a reflex dive to save the situation. Harare City then counter-attacked with huge Francisco Zikumbawere juggling his way into the box before letting loose a rising shot that missed the target by inches. The Gamecocks were impressive on the counter-attack and almost caught a City napping when impressive Tafazo Coutinho released Katsoero on the right, who quickly centered for Obadiah Tarumga to miscue his connection. New arrival Tarumga has certainly settled in well up front. His connection with Katsoero and Chirambadare is a combination from heaven, and Tarumga was unlucky to see his long-range attempt miss the target by a margin. On 29 minutes, Chicken Inn goalie Pride Zendera was finally brought into some action with a routine save off a quickly taken free kick from the edge of the box. With Tafazo Coutinho impressive in midfield with his long-range passes, Chicken Inn were benefiting from his brilliant vision, and Michel Katsoero knows he should have done better after being sent clear only to balloon his shot to the terraces. A minute on, Coutinho was at it again, this time switching play to the right for Tarumga to release a teasing ball into the box that keeper Tafazo Dube scrambled to safety. Against the run of play, perhaps the miss of the day would fall to Kudakumala, who side-footed Farai Madananga's cross wide with an empty net yawning. That would be followed up by yet another disappointing miss, this time by Takuzo Chimwemwe, who failed to hit the target after a good setup by William Manondo. Chicken Inn then doubled the scores with a grand move started all the way back from their goalkeeper. Strangely, it did not involve Coutinho, but when Coutinho is not part of the CBD, so to speak, there is Katsoero to fill the act, and he did well to hold possession for Chicken Inn before feeding Tarumga to exchange passes with Chirambadare for the latter to slot home. Beautiful combination from the Gamecocks, the kind of stuff you would watch over and over again, unless perhaps you are Mamelodi Sundowns, who must be feeling a cold shiver down their spines, what with such flawless football from their opponents on the 27th of February. On 35 minutes, hard-running Katsoero outpaced his marker on a counter, but his shot on the runner would give Tafazo Dube no problems. Chicken Inn, who appeared to have devised a formula of cutting through the City defense at will, again conjured up another breathtaking move with the Coutinho and Katsoero splitting the City defense open to release Katsoero, whose tantalizing ball into the box was unbelievably poked wide of goal by an on-rushing Chirambadare. As Chicken Inn threatened to run away with the game, soon it will be new boy Fizuel Madazi's turn to waste another good chance when he exchanged passes with Coutinho before blasting wide with his weaker left foot. 2-0 in Chicken Inn's favour then at half-time, but on resumption it was a different story, with the visitors going flat out to reduce the arrears. On 48 minutes, Manondo exchanged passes with Zikumbawere, but on receiving the return pass, the former was crowded and eventually shot desperately at goalkeeper Zendera. Moments later, Zendera would be called to make a more serious save to parry away a stinger from Farai Madananga. Finally, City were rewarded for their second half industry when Moses Jackson was adjudged to have fouled Zikumbawere in the box. Referee Pilaninule pointed to the spot, and Rafael Manuire did not make a mistake, sending Zendera the wrong way to reduce the arrears at 2-1 in Chicken Inn's favour. Thereafter, City upped the momentum, and as they patiently constructed from their defense, they would be denied what looked a sure goal when Zikumbawere flicked onto Rafael Manuvire, whose header produced a spectacular save from Zendera, unbelievably the Gamecocks' second-choice goalkeeper. 2-1 victory then in favour of Chicken Inn, and their coach Joey Antipas emphasized the importance of both the performance as well as the result.
It's always good to win games, whether it's a friendly or cup final or league game. It breeds confidence into the players, and it's also good for the club. to be winning games. Times in friendly games, it's not really about the result, but it's about what the players put in. They put in big shift, and I thought the guys did put in a big shift, so which is a plus.
His counterpart, Taurai Mangwiro, said he was happy with the positives observed from his team despite the loss.
If a team is creating opportunities, then it means you just have a few things to work on, like issues to do with precision and accuracy. And that's something that can be worked on at training.